Right, hello and welcome to Sum It Up. And today we are going to be talking with Tia and Chris and myself, Emma, all about the power of collaborations. And Tia, you have lots of experience in this, so go for it.
Right, so I've decided with this one, we're going to split it up and we're finishing off with a game.
Oh, God.
So prepare yourselves for the game. Going to need some creative minds, get the creative juices flowing.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I haven't had much sleep, big deal. Good luck.
So firstly, the rise of influencers. So I want to focus this on influencers, user-generated content, and then collaborations as a whole, because there's a lot of different areas that you can go into with collaborations. So the rise of influencers, how do you guys kind of absorb influencer content? Do you follow any influencers?
I mean, I follow a few people that, I think that it's quite interesting from my point of view about how just somebody can say a name and it can transform their lives. And I mean, he's not an influencer, I know, but Joe Wicks has done it with lots of small businesses. Stacey Solomon's done it with small businesses. But then you can see the likes of the influencers kind of working, I know Jamie Redknapp's wife's a huge influencer. But there's quite a lot of different people out there. And I think most people think it's the people from Towie and Chelsea, but actually the nano influencers can do a really good job for businesses as well. Yeah. But I'm enjoying it. I think it's the way forward personally.
Yeah. Chris?
I follow some golf influencers, basically, but I think with influencer marketing is how it's done, because whether they come across genuine, because some of them just aren't genuine at all, and you can tell in terms of the engagement with their content. Yeah. But I think influencer marketing for business is brilliant if it's done correctly and you use the right influencer.
Yeah. I also think the main thing to get across is that influencers aren't just Instagram models. I think so many people are intimidated by influencer marketing because they think it's like all of these Instagram models that just pose in their clothes and then get on with it. But there's so many different types of influencers. I know, again, you said Joe Wicks, he probably doesn't say himself that he is an influencer, but he is. He's an influential person on social media. He does the brand collabs, he does all of those things, and that's how people build their brand reputation. So there's obviously a few different types of influencers as well. So you've got your nano influencers, which is under 1,000 followers. Your micro influencers, which is 1,000 to 100,000 followers. Macro influencers are 100,000 followers to 1 million followers. And your mega influencers are 1 million followers and on. So I think a lot of businesses think, well, I don't have the money to afford those mega influencers, the people that are maybe celebrities or the biggest presenters, the biggest hosts, but actually that's not working anymore anyway. That's not where you should be investing your time. You should be investing in those micro influencers that have a bit of an established following, but actually their followers are genuinely engaging with their content. They're following for a reason, not just because they saw you on Love Island and they liked your outfit. They're actually following you because they like you. So it's interesting that you mentioned kind of Stacey Solomon and Joe Wicks, because they're probably two big ones. But they actually started out, Joe Wicks especially, he didn't start out big, did he?
No.
You know his journey more than anyone.
I do, a little bit, yeah.
If Joe Wicks is listening to the pod.
Yeah, obviously.
On as a guest.
Top of his list. If you give it a shout out, Joe, so he gets more followers, that'd be great.
But what I thought was quite interesting is 72% of Gen Z and millennials follow influencers, and 50% of those millennials actually trust the product recommendations, whereas it's only 38% with celebrities.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
So it really is like a really powerful marketing strategy. I'm interested, have either of you purchased from a brand ad on social media that included an influencer?
Yes, I definitely have. I've definitely bought something from a Love Island girl. She's old school. She's I can't think of her name. They both got married in Love Island and they've got 2 kids.
Olivia Bowen?
No, not Olivia. I think it's the same one.
Cara.
Yeah, I bought from Cara. Yeah, I have. I do follow those 2 and love those 2 actually. So yeah, I have bought something from her. Well, and from the brand, obviously.
It's interesting as well because we spoke to an interior designer this morning, didn't we? And we were talking about community management and, making sure you're always following and liking and commenting everyone else's posts. But she was kind of like, well, I don't know where to really do that because my ideal client is the homeowner and a lot of them are private accounts, so how do I do that? And I was saying, well, actually, I bet a lot of them are following Stacey Solomon because she's got a big family, and Olivia Bowen because she's got her home account. You need to be commenting on those because that's where people are spending their time and that's where who people are trusting. So I think it's a really important marketing strategy. So how would you recommend people start using influencers?
I personally think you do need to look at small, like start off small. So I was speaking to a dentist the other day and he's like, we can't afford to do this. He literally instantly thought Joey Essex as I said it, because I guess he's got really good teeth, to be fair. And I was like, but there's people that he does aesthetics and there's people with, a very small account. I've got an example, my friend's just had her lips done. She's talked about it, the amount of comments that she's tagged somebody in, and they've, hundreds of comments, and that business didn't even ask for that. But if you can get those small people with that big following to kind of comment on your stuff, it does make a massive impact. And actually, if you are a local kind of brand like a dentist, that's kind of where you need to start. So I think it is. But also those collaborations, they don't have to be, can you ask to do this for me? The things that work quite well as a small business is finding another business that's a similar kind of lifestyle business or whatever it is, similar business to what you're doing, maybe do a collaborative post and things like that. And it's, look, they've got big following, you've got big following, but you've got different followers, that helps as well, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they should start out with, I think all businesses should start out, and I think it's just as effective going for like the micro influencers and the nano influencers, because with those ones, a lot of them, they won't ask for payment. So it's just giving them free product or something. Yeah. And if you get loads and loads of them, you're going to reach so many different sort of markets for a lot cheaper, just literally by offering products. So I think that businesses, to get into it, they should research into it as well, because you have to look at the engagement on the pages, because some of them, they do buy their followers and whatever, especially like the bigger accounts. So that's one good thing about the smaller accounts, is most of the time they're genuine. So I think they should just start off with the micro and the nano influencers, but get a fair few of them and you can reach a big audience.
I think as well, because it is so new, people ask different things, don't they? So it's quite important to kind of get and understand. The nanos are just kind of really, if you give me a top, I'll do it. Yeah. Whereas, we've been questioning people with similar followers, and one will say, I just want the outfit, and one will say they want £12,000. So it's kind of like working that bit out of it as well.
I did see a thing as well. There was an influencer which had like 1 million odd followers, and this brand sort of done an agreement with them, and they done it with them, and they done it with an influencer that had sort of, I think, about 10,000 followers or something like that. And they put it through both, and the person with the 1 million followers was very expensive, and the other one was cheaper, a lot cheaper. And they basically saw that they got, I think they had about 10 sales from the person with the 1 million followers, and they had something like 100 or 150 sales from the person with only 10,000 followers as well. So I think, start small.
Yeah, but also you mentioned with like the dentist and the aesthetics, and especially those kind of industries, you're not just going to take a recommendation from anyone. I mean, so I say obviously, I'm part of that age bracket, but I do follow a lot of influencers, and you see so many influencers that have done partnerships with brands that do, filler, surgery, stuff like that. And then 2 years later, they'll post their video about how their surgery went wrong and all of this stuff. And it can be quite detrimental, which is why I think those smaller accounts, they're so much more trusted. They're just a bit more real, and they have that kind of genuine vibe. Yeah. But what I actually find quite interesting is that essentially being an influencer is your personal brand, which is what we talk about quite a lot. And you do now kind of have like LinkedIn influencers. So Stephen Bartlett, for example, he's kind of built his business, but he's massively built his personal brand. He's got his podcast. We're obviously top competitors with that podcast. Really but he's built that personal brand, and that's what I think is really tough to get across sometimes, is that influencers is not just make this Instagram reel for me. There's so many different elements of an influencer and what's right for your business. I feel like every business could benefit from some influencer marketing, because it's not just
I agree,
film this for me or do this for me. But yeah, I do find it quite interesting to compare it to a personal brand, because I also feel like now there's a level of responsibility that comes with being an influencer. A lot of these people just probably wanted free products.
Yeah.
Would love to. But they're really held accountable now for what they do, where they're going, who they're supporting. There's a lot of brands that people are not supporting due to certain links with certain places and things like that. And then if you're seen to be using that brand, that could be your whole kind of influencing career. It's cancel culture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone's out to cancel.
I think I would imagine it's quite nerve-wracking for an influencer. They have just kind of built it up, and then all of a sudden they're trusting this brand and they don't know the full story of how that brand's developed.
Yeah.
Are they sustainable? What are they doing behind the scenes? They're trusting them. So to put their name on it is actually could be really detrimental. So I'd imagine it's quite stressful, especially when you realistically, if you have just gone on a show and then everybody wants you to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm jealous in a way because they're literally just at home trying on clothes for a camera, but the amount of stress that must come with that, and you know, the trolling and things like that, it could be, I think it's intense.
Yeah, that's one part of the trolling, is that bit as well, you got part of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for example, there was like followers that I followed in lockdown, and you know, dare I say it, I'm sure everyone broke a rule at some point in the years we were in and out of lockdowns. But when they did...
Yes, you did.
Chris went to the shop just to get a vape.
Yeah. Probably shared a vape with somebody. Any chance to go with a vape?
No, I did not, no.
Yeah, like the minute they were seen to be at, you know, a place with more than however many people, they were like, they couldn't film videos for ages because they were just getting trolled on them and things like that, and they had to completely rebrand. But that is your brand, so it's really hard because people try and be so real, but then when they go outside of their brand, their followers don't like it.
Yeah.
So it's a really kind of fine balance.
It is.
But leads me on to the next kind of section, which is the power of user-generated content. So the reason influencers have become a bit of a standard in, you know, digital marketing, social media marketing today is because that's what they're creating, that user-generated content. So what do you kind of see as user-generated content that you see on your feeds?
It's usually people when they've bought a product take a photo of it, or they've tried on their clothes and they're taking a photo. I mean, I'm a massive Scamp and Dude fan. Absolutely love them.
Is this?
This is not.
This is not Scamp and Dude.
No, it isn't. This is a new look replica. So yeah, no, I'm a massive fan of her story. She's done a lot of stuff. She's started doing influencer stuff at the moment. I've just seen Celebs Go Dating, Australian lady on her doing. But it's all been from user-generated content, and it's been insane. Every girl gets their outfit on, tries it on, and they feel like $1 million in it, and that's where she kind of says it. She's even got a community, and they're all just saying which one do you think, which one's best. But the any time you tag her in a dress, you will reuse your story anytime. So I love that about her, and it's all about the community. So that for me, you see all different shapes and sizes wearing the dresses and owning them, and I just love that. And you just think, well, actually I could get away with wearing that. I like that part of it.
Yeah.
Again, most of the ones that come up on my feed are golf.
Chris likes golf, everyone.
Yeah, so it's just, it's influencers going to golf courses or going on travel, sort of like golf holidays and things like that, and then tagging in the company they book with or the venue. And it's something like within the golf industry, they don't sort of use it as much as they could do, basically. I mean, every golf club could invite God knows how many influencers down to their golf course just to come and do a round of golf and for free. It costs them nothing really. And they can video it and that, but
the user-generated stuff is quite a simple thing. Around that golf course, tag your mates in a photo, or take a photo here, hashtag this. They could easily do that, and that's the bit that I know it's not really a golfing vibe, is it? To be going, let's do a selfie.
No, but to be fair, you do. A lot of the golf courses, if you look on their pages, the posts they've been tagged in, they have been tagged in a lot. They just don't.
They don't reuse them.
Yeah, if you get back to the golf club and then everyone has a drink.
Yeah, that's it. But even on the golf course, they're taking a photo, or they're filming their mate taking a video and whatever and putting it up. So, but yeah, I think golf in general, they don't sort of use the user generated content enough or use it properly. So
Yeah.
Which might make it, I'm not a golf fan myself.
Yeah.
Don't know if you can tell.
No, I thought you were.
But like, I think user-generated content just makes anything less intimidating. So if there is just like I feel with most kind of sports clubs, there's a regular group of people that all know each other. So going there might feel a little bit intimidating, but it also could be with restaurants, with a certain shop, if there's kind of like, there's an intimidating feel to that. That user-generated content makes it seem a lot more inviting and welcoming.
Yeah.
I think.
You can find out the truth behind like the actual sort of business, if you know what I mean. It's the social
scary.
proof. No, but you can, like, people will post it, and it's behind the scenes sort of thing in terms of what other people think of your business. So.
Yeah. My favourite to absorb is restaurant ones. When people are going to a restaurant, sharing what they're ordering. If there's calamari on the menu, I'm going to be there. Yeah. It's just a standard. But it really is a lot more trusted. Like, if I am going anywhere, so I went to Amsterdam for 2 days, every single place I went, I found on TikTok. Every single place. Because, and there's like itineraries of what people did, like 24 hours in Amsterdam, 48 hours in Amsterdam. And that was how I planned my trip, because I could see exactly what I'm going to experience. I didn't want to go. I'm only there for 2 days. I want to really enjoy myself. I want to do as much as I can. So I don't want to do anything that's going to be like disappointing. And I can see what I'm getting myself in for because it's all there in front of me.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've done that for New York as well. I looked on Instagram, I just sort of searched in terms of New York and things to do.
Yeah.
You see, it wasn't any of the actual businesses putting it up, it was all user-generated content about things to do and places to go. So.
Again, linking back to the influencers, because you've got like food bloggers and stuff that go to the restaurants, or travel accounts that post like YouTube videos or reels or shorts of their stays in places, and it just all links together.
All love the food ones.
Yeah. I think as well though, we're scared to ask. Like, as a small business, we're scared to ask people to post. So obviously, if I ever do a presentation, I talk about the power of actually taking a photo of this presentation and tagging everyone you've met in the room in there for that kind of collaborative kind of engagement on your own post. Yeah. But that's also a polite way to say, can you talk about me, isn't it? I don't ever say, right, can you just tag Amber Mountain in this? Just wouldn't do it. But actually, especially when you're like an interior designer or a builder, if you're loving it, go on, take a photo of it. We'd love you to share something. In fact, there's a beautician based in London Colney, and she, whenever you go and see her, she says, any chance you could just post something on St Albans Mums for me? And people will do it because you're just like, she's built her business on it. That's her marketing. User-generated content is her marketing, but she asks every time. Because she's done such a great job, you thought, I'm going to help her out. So actually, it's just asking sometimes, because usually if they picked up the phone and they're working with you, they already like you. So ask.
But also a lot of the time it might be, I think sometimes a bit of like you're a bit flattered to be asked. Like for example, if I was getting my nails done, when they used to want to take a picture of it, I'd be like, good set, done well, chosen well. Like, it's quite nice that you're asked to do it, but I know that a lot of brands use some kind of incentive. So whether you're kind of put into a prize draw for a free product or service or whatever it might be, you've got like your loyalty cards. So many brands have the personalised loyalty cards where you could just add to that, for your extra entry, tag us in a post on social media. Yeah. And we're posting all the time, so yeah.
And Beauty Pie, actually, I know loads of people do. You've got, before you even unbox, there's a card on it saying, film your unboxing.
Really?
Yeah. So obviously I have not done that yet. Maybe I should. But there's you go to their Instagram and there's loads of people doing it because they've asked, and actually they're like, that's pretty cool. Yeah. But also, if you're a brand that wants to be known by Beauty Pie's followers, I don't know, maybe you should be doing it. Yeah. So it's thinking about those collaborations.
Yeah, definitely. So the kind of best performing types of user-generated content are the videos. So kind of those hauls. I've worked very hard on one where you've got people walking through and she's in it on the same shot. Oh yeah. Love them ones.
That was good.
And love my one.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
But you've got like your hauls, your vlogs, as I said, the visits, the unboxings are a great one because it links back to earlier on in the series we were talking about your behind the scenes and your packing orders. and everyone just loves to see the whole process, especially as more and more people are liking to buy from smaller businesses because they like that personal experience. So a lot of the TikTok ones have built their kind of following because they've got really nice, as you say, the personalised cards. When they unbox it, they've got their stickers all personalised, and they've got their branded tissue paper and stuff like that, because it's a bit of an experience. Like, if you're going to treat yourself to something, you want it to look nice. So it goes from even packing the orders to the unboxings. It goes the whole way through. So if you entertain them with that behind the scenes content, they're going to entertain you with that user generated content. And it always works towards social media optimization as well, because you want to get your brand out there. And as I said, if people are using TikTok, Instagram, Facebook as their kind of search engine for where they want to go, and they see your brand loads throughout it, then that's where they're going to want to go, isn't it? They see that everyone wants to be there. So moving swiftly on to collaborations, your favourite part. You've waited very patiently. So what are some of your favourite kind of collaborations that you've seen from brands?
I don't know.
Or why do you like to see brands collaborating? Or you recommend it to a lot of clients, and when
I think from a point of view, from a small business, well, any business really, it's about helping each other, and you're both wanting to grow. So actually, how can you kind of work together? And we've done it with lots of competitions with clients. If their target audience is families, can there be 3 or 4 people working together to do a gift box for families and things like that? So. I love being able to help other businesses, and I personally put more effort into it when I know it's not just about me. I want to really help that person as well. So the collab side of it, I just think it's just helping more than just yourself.
Yeah. What about you, Chris?
Again, mine are golf related, but they started to become more and more popular within golf in terms of the collaborations with the big brands. And again, with a lot of the influencers as well, they're doing a lot of collabs. Like there's a few famous sort of like influencers, golf influencers, like Rick Shields, who he's got millions and millions of followers, and now they're starting to create products with his name on and things like that.
Well, I was going to say it kind of links back to those influencers, but I think that's why people like and buy into the influencers' sponsored content, because it's a collaboration of a brand that you probably have heard of, or or maybe you don't know the brand but you like the products and you like the influencer. So why would you not buy into that collaboration? It works really well. I think it all kind of links back to the reason influencers are liked and bought from is because it's that collaboration of content. In
fact, Stacey Solomon, I started to go on about her. She's actually bought into some people that have asked her to influence. Like, she's done her own range for jewellery, but she's also bought, I think it's called Rehab or something. They asked her if they gave her a pack and asked if they'd share it. She loved it so much, she's gone into business with them. So she's invested into it because it's that perfume for your hair. And she's so excited by it, she loves it, but she's gone into business with them. That's a collaboration. It does that, it really does. Yeah, it must be amazing.
Yeah. Well, I had a look at some kind of iconic collaborations from some big brands. So we've got GoPro and Red Bull.
Yeah.
What do you think that was for? Why do you think they...
Well, they're all like, it's all jumping up planes and
Adventure.
Stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Adventure,
Yeah.
so it's perfect.
Yeah.
Get it on the film.
Yeah. The adventure-packed lifestyle, that's what they were kind of trying to sell together. Because it's also Red Bull gives you wings. I mean, I think that's what stopped a long time ago, wasn't it? It's not allowed anymore. Yeah, I know. And you associate with GoPro with jumping out the airplane.
Yeah.
So it's like so simple, but maybe not one that people knew about.
And it's Red Bull I love. They don't ever talk about their product on their page, do they? It's all about adventure and sponsoring events and things like that.
BMW and Louis Vuitton.
Ooh, just high-end bitches.
Luxury travel, darling.
There we go, luxury travel.
High-end bitches. Iconic.
I'm just jealous. I want to be a high-end bitch.
Getting your BMW with your Louis bag.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Oh, isn't it just?
Yeah, so they're kind of collaborating to sell that luxury lifestyle, because when you've got 2 luxury brands collaborating, it's going to be
Imagine doing the marketing for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Next year. And Uber and Spotify. This is one of my favourites.
Oh my gosh, that is genius, because that is my sister's thing to do. You have to have a Spotify account. She does a karaoke for the Uber. And if we ever go to London, she refuses to get the train home, but she will pay for the Uber. So
Oh, that's stunning.
So that is genius. I like that. Yeah.
So to make your playlists for the ride.
For the ride.
I mean, what are her ratings for her karaoke?
She doesn't have the best ratings.
Yeah. She'll pay for the Uber, but she can't get one.
No.
She's got 1 star.
I think she's got it back up to about 4.5. So
No,
she's got a child now, so it is a bit easier.
And the last one is Nike and Apple. Do you know what they? I mean, this is an ongoing one, really.
I guess it's the
running and all that, like the fitness sort of side.
So they've got their Nike Plus technology that links with your Apple devices. But the newest one that I think is really cool is that Nike now have a range of activewear with that technology built into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, that's luxury travel.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they've got, in fact, you know how I found out about it? An influencer.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So it's got all the stuff built in?
Yeah.
Like into the clothing?
And they've also got
Not the
mirrors.
visual effect, mate. But...
They've also got their mirrors in, I don't know if it's in all Nike stores, but they've got their like interactive mirrors that are helping you see what the clothes are going to look like on you.
It's cool.
Things like that. So yeah, they've I think theirs is ongoing anyway. There was stuff before that, but yeah. So that's just some of the kind of iconic ones. So to finish off, we've got a game, and we're gonna play product mashup, which which the guys in the office love. So for anyone that doesn't know, we do our weekly training, and I did a product mashup with the guys, and that was how the Beanie Cleanie came to be. So they had to mash up Heinz beans with one of the cleaning brands. I can't remember what one it was now.
Wasn't it Rubber Gloves?
Yeah, something like that. So, yeah, the Beanie Cleanie has gone down in history in our office. So I've got 2 options. Now I'll let you decide amongst yourselves who you would like to choose. We've either got Specsavers or Nike, and Disney or Disney and Royal Mail. So if you choose which one you like, then have a couple of minutes and see how you think those brands could collaborate. We don't need a product, or just in what way can they collaborate.
I think the Disney and Royal Mail's the easier one for me, because you.
I think Specsavers and
Yeah,
Nike.
I've got an idea for Specsavers and Nike.
I'm just thinking that the Disney and Royal Mail, you can easily have something go through. Like you could get the Royal Mail to dress up as Disney characters, to give the tickets to the teacher, to the kids. Sorry, you know what I mean. So I was thinking that. But go on, what's your Nike and Specsavers?
I was thinking one with Nike and Specsavers. It's like you do like an iconic like Nike advert where they're getting ready to run and they're running, but then you could do them sort of bashing into stuff or whatever. So I'm sure they want to like Specsavers or something like that, or they run off something, or like. Yeah. So it's all like, it's still Nike, but at the same time, if you're running in the wrong direction or something.
Yeah.
Should have gone to Specsavers.
You can't do it.
Should have gone.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
So we're going for dressed up Royal Mail delivery.
Well, I was just thinking you have the whole Disney experience.
Yeah.
Like the princesses come to the door, but they've got the Royal Mail bags still, or something like that. And it's handed, like the documents are handed.
Yeah.
Obviously, that is not going to be just a price of a first class stamp, but they hand like a Disney tickets to people. And actually,
that'd be
so
cool,
that would be, especially like for charities and things, you know, like Make a Wish.
And you know when they do, like when they just tell the kids the day they're going?
Yeah.
Imagine you had that as your way of knowing.
Yeah.
But you could also do like letters to the Disney characters. Like there's a lot of places that do like your letters to Santa and you get a reply. Could be a little kind of vibe like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we've got someone bash. It sounds a bit like your running journey a little bit.
It would be my running journey. But yeah.
You never have any contact lenses either.
No, I don't. Actually, I've got quite a few now.
Oh, okay. Been to Specsavers.
I've been to Specsavers, yeah. So.
Okay, I like it. That is everything for this episode of Sum It Up. So, how are you summing it up? Collaborations, influencers, user-generated content. How would you sum it up to the listeners?
I would sum it up by saying it's got to be part of your marketing strategy moving forward. Even if you start with the collaboration side of it, I think there's loads to be done. Use generated content and mini influencers in your local area to get started. Do it. Just do it.
Just do it. There you go. My advice would be me summing it up, I would say the businesses should look at influencer marketing. Start on a small scale with the micro influencers, nano influencers, but use social media to reach out. That's the best part about it. Is you can get all of these people and get access to them through social media. So just reach out to other brands, other influencers, and just the message as many as you can, basically. I
agree with your sum it ups, and I'm gonna go for, I think UGC should be a priority as well. Whether it's influencers or just your regular customers, or even just your local network at first, just get some user-generated content on there. It's a lot more engaged with, it's a lot more trusted, and we just prefer watching it as followers. So, thanks for listening, everyone.